everybody, before I get started, I have an announcement to make. Late last year, I had started another YouTube channel called Brothers of the Sword Productions. And I'm going to be decoding quite a few of the unsolved mysteries that yet have had no answers. And right now, I'm in part 4 of Oak Island Prophesy. And if you're at all interested in the Oak Island mystery, or if you've been watching The Curse of Oak Island, you'll be really interested in picking up on this part 4 because it's getting so interesting. Part 4 is called Thoth and the Eclipsing Star System, and Thoth is an Egyptian god. Now, if you're interested in watching this, I have the link down in the description box. And now on with the show. Hi there, Virgo. Kind of looks like there's going to be some shaking and moving going on in your life in July. Now, there's going to be some major shifts in all of the signs because of this series of eclipses that are going on. One in Cancer in the middle of the month and one in Aquarius at the end of the month. Now, the rune that you received is Othala. This is the very last rune of their alphabet. The first one means wealth, and the last one means wealth too, but it's the kind of stuff that you can't take to the bank. It's inheritances and legacies, property, home, possessions. In reality, they think it came from the word noble, which has a lot of meanings, spanning from birthright to titles given for birthright, moral, superior, impressive, imposing. You know, this is the kind of stuff that's the essence of life. Our language, legacies given to us from mythologies and lores, family histories. This actually has to do with family and collective fates of humans playing its hand, going into the conscious collective realm. It's kind of funny, the Norse believed that when you were reborn, you came back as a descendant. They were always really coming back to the line of roots, getting back to the real basics. Now, the Mentiati card that you received is Aries. And this is about ego, self, getting self together and how people see you. This is somewhat aggressive energy that's ruled by Mars. It's always climbing. It's got all strength and courage, just like the ram that it represents, looking for leadership. And this bodes really well with the overall energy card that you received, the Chariot, because this is about leadership, taking control. It's about self, period. All kinds of self-realization, self-discipline, self-control. This is about overcoming opposing forces for success. This brings harmony into the picture. Yin and yang are opposing forces that bring in harmony. This basically has to do with channeling and controlling your emotions and your desires, setting them in a framework of discipline, bringing in purpose, maneuvering over obstacles, and going forward. This can represent transportation of some sort and even travel. This can cultivate self-reliance and self-confidence to find the independent you to move forward. Now, the cards on the left, for what you know, you receive the Three of Cups and the Emperor. The Emperor is a great card to match up with the Chariot. It's about taking control, empowering yourself. You have to learn that you can only give your power away. People cannot take it. Sometimes it's better to just ask for forgiveness and do something than ask for permission. Now, the Emperor is a lot like Virgo. They want things organized, structured. Rules are set, boundaries are set. This is a comfort zone of leadership. Taking control, taking your hands and putting them on the helm. And the Three of Cups is a feel-good card. It's community, communication, and celebration, the 3 C's. This card can bring in good news, exchange of ideas, shared accomplishments. This can herald all types of events, of graduations, picnics, reunions, parties. But when you're fighting entropy, a lot of times you've got to do some troubleshooting here, and the cards in the center for what is or can be yours receive the Tower and the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is feeling like you're restricted, incapacitated, But really, it's just an emotional feeling. You're not allowing yourself freedom. You're not allowing yourself free will in something. With the Tower card with the Eight of Swords, it's saying that you don't want the status quo. You want change in circumstances. Kind of appears that there's some things in your life that are seeking resolution, and you just haven't made the steps to get to that point, to free yourself. This can be past lives. Wherever maybe your south node is at is holding you back. This can be from your past and your childhood, and some things holding you back. At times for Virgo, change is very difficult because you want things organized and in their place. And in the real world, that just doesn't happen. Now the cards for yourself for self-awareness, you received the Two of Swords and the Hierophant. Now the Two of Swords is a difficult decision. You're in a dilemma. And you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. This is one of those hard decision cards where one size doesn't fit all. And with it being swords, it's about communication. It's about intellect. It's about you being held back by your emotions with the Eight of Swords there. You're thinking something that's probably an illusion. Now you have the Hierophant there, and anytime you see the Hierophant, it means you've been seeking a truth, or some truth is coming to you. Because the word Hierophant, as well as shaman, means to show or make known. What's in front of the Hierophant is known, and what's behind him is the unknown, and that's what you're seeking. It's now time to do a little bit of research before you make that Two of Swords decision, so you make the right decision. This Two of Swords signifies there's equal but opposing forces at work here. And so the Chariot is saying the same thing about overcoming opposing forces. Now the Hierophant is saying maybe you should take a traditional outlook on this. Review your values and what has value to you before you decide to make this decision. The Emperor's back there saying take control. Now the future cards are really good. It's kind of a meld of a lot of different flavors. You have the Three of Pentacles, the Lover's card, the Six of Wands, the Hermit, which is you, shining the light on the Lover's card, and then you have Justice, finding balance. The Three of Pentacles is a card about building. I call it the Architect card because it usually indicates that there's some people supporting you or assisting you at least in this building. The number 3 is the number of creation, two forces, building a third force. And you've had that all along. You've got the Two of Swords with equal but opposing forces. You have the Chariot about opposing forces. And here you have the Three of Pentacles. It's time for some creation. Time to get away from that Eight of Swords, feeling incapacitated and restrained. Trammels. But here you have the Lover's card. Now it's time to make a decision where you want to direct your affections. Who you want to bring into your fold. How much you want to make stronger bonds between other people. And how are you going to do that? The Lover's card is about making choices and making good choices because where you direct your affections usually dictates your path in life. Now, if you're using the Hierophant back there and doing some traditional things, knowing what's right and wrong, and finding the truth about some things, you're going to be celebrating again with the Six of Wands like you were back there with the Three of Cups. But this is about overcoming opposing forces. This is about winning a competition or a contest of some sort, and you had some kind of a cumin, and people are recognizing it. Now the Six of Wands is saying that you overcame these opposing forces and now it's time to celebrate. You had some acumen and you overcame these opposing forces within yourself and people are recognizing it. The Hermit is there because he's the one that's acquired the wisdom. This is signifying you. You've shed a lot of things in your life. You went in, did some soul searching and found some justice. Because that's the very last card. And it's saying, yeah, you found some balance back into your life. Because when this card shows up, it's saying that things were out of balance and now it's going back into balance. And if there's some negotiations and contracts that need to be settled, this is going to go to the benefit of you. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.